Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, welcome to our virtual session of Information Technology Project Management course of week 3. Can you hear me properly? If you can, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to share my slides with you, of which we have covered this week. So how we'll proceed is that first I'll give you an overview of the contents we have studied in class, and we'll go through the remaining slides. We have a few of them more left, and then I'll give you a question from exercise for your attempt. So you'll be working on that. Can you see the slides now? Okay. So we were talking about project management as a whole, and we were saying that I told you that the projects are developed within the organizations, and the project manager need to develop system thinking so that they can develop project and they can see the role of the project in the context of organization. Then I told you about 3 models for system management. Like when you view from a different sphere, you view things differently. So for a project, when you are viewing your project from business sphere, from organization sphere, and from given technology sphere, you ask different questions. And then I said that an organization can be viewed from 4 different contexts. Structural frame, it means how the organization is structured, how roles are structured, how they're getting coordination and control. And then it can be viewed from human resource frame, right, where we focus on providing harmony between needs of organization and needs of people. And it can be viewed in political frames as well, where the personal politics done by people are also very important, and conflict and power issues. And then symbolic frame, in which we focus on symbols and meanings related to events and culture, is important. Then I told you about 3 different structures of organization. The organization can have a functional structure, project structure, or a combination of both, which is called matrix structure. And this is the example of all 3 structures. Then I told you about organizational culture. What it is: the set of shared assumptions, values, and behaviors that characterize the functioning of an organization. Then these are the 10 characteristics of organizational culture. Then I told that stakeholder management is very important. This is to be done by project manager. Getting top management commitment is also very important before the beginning of your project. And why we need to manage top managers? Because they can provide adequate resources, they can approve unique project needs, they can help you get cooperation from other parts of the organization, and they can mentor and coach you on leadership issues as well. Then I told you that the organizational standards are necessary because these standard guidelines help you out in doing your work. And then I told you that project lifecycle is a collection of project phases, and a deliverable, it is a product or service which is an outcome of a phase of a project. Then product life cycle. The products also have life cycles, and system development projects can have predictive life cycle and adaptive software development life cycle. In predictive life cycles, we have studied already some of the models like waterfall, spiral, incremental, prototype, rapid application development. So these models are predictive models, which we can predict that if we are applying this model, what can be the next step. And then I told you about phase exits or kill points. The management reviews are required on the exit phase or kill point when our phase has ended. The next phase, before the next phase starts, we need a management review, and that point is called phase exit or kill point. IT projects can be very diverse in terms of size, complexity, products produced, application area, and resource requirements. And IT project team members often have diverse backgrounds and skill sets. And this is the involvement of diverse technology as well, which is changing rapidly. So the people may be more specialized in one technology and may not be specialized in the other. So the context of IT project is different than the other project. The recent trends which are affecting IT project management is outsourcing. And outsourcing is when an organization acquires goods and or sources from an outside source. And sometimes we call it offshoring as well. A virtual team is a group of individuals who work across time and space using communication technologies. The issues when you are going for outsourcing or when you are going for globalization are related to communication, how they should communicate, whether they will be able to build trust or not, whether they will be sharing common best practices or not, whether they will be using common tools or not. So these are the issues which we have to be aware of when you are doing outsourcing in more detail. And there are some suggestions if you are going for outsourcing. The suggestions are: employ greater project discipline, think global but act local, keep project momentum going, and use newer tools and technologies. These are some of the suggestions to make outsourcing successful in your project. Organizations remain competitive by using outsourcing to their advantage, such as finding ways to reduce cost. If building a piece of software or part of software in-house has greater cost than getting it built from somewhere else with reduced cost, so the project managers keep on looking the ways that he can reduce the cost. So outsourcing cannot be totally eliminated, or it cannot be avoided. So what's the next challenge is to make strategic IT investment with outsourcing by improving their enterprise architecture. Project managers should become more familiar with negotiating contracts and other outsourcing issues. So when you opt to have virtual teams, the virtual teams are the group of individuals who are physically located at different locations and are working with different work environment and different time zones. The virtual teams have certain advantages because of which we go for it. It increases competitiveness and responsiveness by having a team of workers available 24 hours a week and 7 days a week. 24/7. So it means because the people are working in different time zones, so two people will be working on your project in some part of the world. They are not working, a group of individuals is not working over here right now. So someone else at some other country, at some other location may be working on the project. Virtual teams lowers cost because many virtual workers do not require office space or support beyond their home offices. So in this way you are saving the space of office as well. Provide more expertise and flexibility by having team members from across the globe working any time of the day or night. So you can provide them flexibility in terms of time as well, and you can get the expertise you want and from any part of the world. Increasing the work-life balance for team members by eliminating fixed office hours and the need to travel to work. So now if they are working in virtual teams from their homes, now they don't need to travel, and they can have a balance, and they can have a balance between work and their work and life. Although work and life are not totally opposite things. For some people, work is life. So it means like they have a balanced life in which they can have their work. They can perform their work while performing the other chores. Okay, I got an email from Latifa. She could not enter the classroom. Okay, she can keep trying until she can join. Although I have the issues with blackboards are resolved. Most of the issues are resolved now. They don't face difficulty in accessing it at this time like we did previously. But I'll report this problem. It is still pertaining, so that it can be resolved before coming week. When you are working on project with virtual teams, there are certain disadvantages as well. Number one is isolating team members. So team members at different locations, they are working in isolation. Increase the potential for communication problems. So if they are working at different locations, they need to have very good communication. So the communication problems can arise. By reducing the ability for team members to network and transfer information informally. So if they are working in a group physically at a single location, it enables them to work collectively as well and transfer the skills and information to each other. But if they are working in isolation, it has a disadvantage. The team members cannot learn from each other. Increase the dependence on technology to accomplish work. And because they are at the isolated different locations and they have to use technology to do their tasks, so they cannot rely on anything else. See text for the list of factors that can help virtual teams succeed, including team process, trust relationships, leadership styles, and team member selections. So this is the summary of this chapter. Okay, now the chapter ends over here. If you have any question from the contents from this, you can ask me now, and after this I'll give you a question. I'll give you a question from exercise, and you'll be exploring answer to it. Okay, now let me share a question. I don't know this. Okay, let me share a book with you. I'm closing the presentation and I'm opening the book. Okay, this is the question which I've just highlighted. I want you to find The question was just highlighted. I want you to start exploring the web for its answer. Now what you have to, this is question number 4 from exercise. Search the internet and scan information technology industry magazines or websites to find an example of information technology project that had problems due to organizational issues. Write a 2-page paper summarizing who the key stakeholders were for the project and how they influenced the outcome. I don't want you to write a 2-page paper about it, but I want you to find some websites or magazines where you are getting such projects which had problems due to organizational issues. So some sample, I want to know the web links of some sample projects who had issues related to organization. So all of you can start exploring the web now, and as soon, it's not an assignment, it's an activity to do right now. In this today's session, this is the activity which you have to do now. So you can start exploring now, and as soon as you find a website with such kind of project having problem due to organizational issues, you will be posting the link of that website in the chat panel. Okay, I'm going to explain it again. I want you to perform question number 4 of exercise of this chapter. In this exercise, I want you to explore the web, Google it down, and find some project management magazines or websites which are giving you examples of such projects who are having organizational issues, or who are having some problems with organizational issues, or who got failed due to organizational issues. So first of all, you have to see that what are organizational issues, and then you have to see projects who got failed due to organizational issues. And you have to copy paste the link of such websites and magazines or such project links on the chat panel of this group. So it's 4:23 now, and you have like you can say around 30 more minutes to perform this activity. So you can start doing it now. Is it clear? Okay, you can start it now. I'm turning the microphone off, and as soon as you find some question, you can put it in the chat panel. Okay, thank you.